Hey everyone, welcome back to Toasty TCG. This past weekend, I went undefeated at my local's monthly hat tournament playing what I call TAP. It's Trap Trick Artifact Psychic. The reason that I went to try this variant was I felt like the version where you're playing the card cars just felt not aggressive enough. There's a lot of times where it's like if you go like your first turn, you have card car, it's really great. You know, you have like all your back row, you get to draw extra cards, and then after that, every card that you draw from then on is just like, I don't want to play this card. I need to do like more proactive plays than play this card and pass my turn effectively. So I felt like the Psychic Engine had a lot to offer because it gave the deck the extra push I really felt it needed, and I'll explain why in a minute. So let's get into the just generic stuff that you already know. First, like the trap tricks, 3 Murmello, 1 Dionea, 1 Bottomless, and 1 Nightmare Hole. If you remember from my last hat video when I did play cat, I only like the 1 Dionea. I always feel like when I play 2, I'll see the Dioneas before I have Murmellos in yard, and just feels like a massive brick. There's a lot of time even at 1 where I just still see it before having Murmello in grave. So I only like to play the 1, and I've never felt like I need the 2. So it's just like feels like my standard package. The artifact package is also super standard. 3 Moral Tech, 1 Beagle Talk, 1 Scythe, triple Ignition, triple Sanctum. There's not much to say here. What makes this also like really good, the Psychic package, is just being able to special summon Moral Talk on your opponent's turn and then synchro away, so you get to like, kind of like 2 for 1 your opponents. Again, it's another thing I'll just explain in a minute. Next up, E-Telly's at 3 in this format. 1 Psychic Commander and triple Krebons. Originally I was just gonna go with like 3 Tellys, 3 Krebons, but the Psychic Commander being a level 3 gives you like a couple more options and ways you can synchro summon. So I feel like this was just like the correct way to play it. The only thing like I might change, like go down to like 2 Krebons, but there was definitely times where like having all 3 did come up. Like in my matchups this week were Madolche, Bujin, and a Gravekeeper artifact trap trick Gat, where in game 3 against the Gravekeeper version, I think I opened like 2 of my Krebons, so I only had 1 left in deck. So the E-Telly was definitely having like E-Telly through Krebons was like pretty big. So let me just like special summon 1 Krebons to synchro and then normal another to synchro again. For the non-engine, we're playing, of course, 3 Max C, double Crow, 3 Call of the Haunted, a Solemn, a Torrential, 2 double Cyclones, a Mindcon, a Soul Charge, a Pod Duality, and a Dark Hole. So the big things to talk about here, I feel like, is like the Dark Hole's obvious, like board breaker. I cut from when I was making cuts to the deck to make room for the Psychic Engine, I cut 2 Pod Dualities to this more special summoning, but you're still playing artifact trap trick, so I still felt like the 1 Pod Duality was fine. Next up was the Soul Charge. In my cat list, you might have seen that I played no Soul Charges. So I just felt like this deck was like way too slow and grindy, to the point where it's like when I saw the 1 Soul Charge, I was like, oh, my life points are way too low for this to actually help in a meaningful way. And it's like all my Soul Charge targets like were just, you know, like Murmello and card Ds and just nothing good. So it just never felt like Soul Charge was good in cat. Whereas in this variant, it's kind of insane because it just lets you push like through so many boards. Like there's a lot of the time where you go like synchro summon something, they have the answer, and it's like, okay, here's Soul Charge, here's a bunch of bodies, synchro summon again. And if they have another answer, okay, normal summon 2 and or synchro summon again. So it's like this, you get to extend so much through like so many different boards. And even with that in mind, I still only feel like one soul charge is necessary. I've never felt like I needed the extra soul charges, and it's just like, it's a nice extender, but I also never feel like, oh man, if I don't see soul charge, I lose, or anything like that. This card's really good, but I only feel like even with like a deck that like actively goes into its extra deck, the one soul charge felt right. The one Minecon, this card's really crazy with this deck. Against the Gravekeeper player, they had like a Moral Talk and a Gravekeeper Ascendant. I think I had like an E-Telly, and I had another, like I had like Krebons or Psychic Commander in hand, and a Murmello. So it was like normal to Murmello, get whatever, and then go like E-Telly into a Synchro. If they out it, then it's like Minecon or Moral Talk, summon Krebons, Synchro for 7, and I'll show you one of the coolest 7s in this deck in just a moment. A Torrential, Cyclone, Solemn. Yeah, pretty much all the regular non-engine. Alright, so for the cards we've actually been waiting to talk about. So I kept some of the XCs in, of course. There's still times where they come up. So just real simple: Pleiades, Zenmayo, Giant Hand, Dweller, Arc, Emerald. I felt like these were the best ones to keep in. They all do something that's very impactful and against different matchups. Like, this is good for the grind game. This is just a good card. Dweller's Dweller, Giant Hand. Zenmayo specifically is just good against back row and Pleiades. These just felt like the best XCs to keep in the deck. And most of the time with Cat, I never felt like I was going into the extra deck. So I was just like, what are like the bare necessities? Are just going to be the best XCs. Moving on to our synchros. First we got Crimson Blader. You can make him with Moral Talk and Psychic Commander. You can also make him with level 6 Synchro and Krebons, but that doesn't really come up. Same deal with Scrap Dragon and Spark Dragon. These all felt really good. Sometimes you can like Call the Haunted for your Synchro material to make your Scrap Dragon, and you can just pop the Call the Haunted and whatever else. Crimson Blader, but the big MVP was definitely Spark Dragon. Most time if I went for level 8, it was definitely make a Spark Dragon, and this card is just like really, really insane. We're playing not just one, but 2 Michaels. This card was like the MVP. So like what I mentioned earlier, where it's like Minecon, their Moral Talk, summon Krebons, and then Synchro. This is what we were making almost 100% of the time. So the big thing with this is it is one tuner, one or more non-light monsters, which the artifacts are. So you can go like activate Sanctum on your opponent's turn, summon Moral Talk, pop something, your turn summon Krebons, Synchro into one of these, and banish another card with his abilities, where you just pay 1,000, just banish the target. You have an end phase mill 3, which sometimes comes up. But yeah, this card's really insane. The second copy did come up too, where like I made the one Michael. I think they had like a Fiendish Chain or something for it, so it's like, okay, that's fine. Just they didn't expect the second Michael to come down, and then just like banish their Fiendish Chain, push 2 Michaels in. Yeah, like in initial testing, I was like, the one's fine, and I just constantly felt like that second one was coming up. So I was like, okay, let's just try the second one out, and it was just really great. Obviously, there's a Black Rose Dragon for our 7s. For our 6s, we're playing HTS Psymyth. Just say it's kind of like a DD Warrior Lady. And then some spice here, Underground Arachnid. This card is really sick. A Dark Tuner, which is Krebons, and an Insect Monster, which is our Traptrix Murmello. So this card's kind of like a Thousand Eye Restrict, where you just get to like steal your opponent's monsters as an equipment to him. And then when it attacks, your opponent can't use spells and traps. So this just plays through so many different like battle traps, just like really popular cards for the format. It forces people to use like their interaction like a little early too. Yeah, I like this card a lot, and it kind of caught a lot of people off guard, I feel like. And then finally, Armades. The only way that you make this is you have to synchro with your Max C. So it's kind of like a little shenanigan for game one, where if you're playing against a deck where they don't where your Max C is dead, your Max C plus Psychic Commander can turn into Armades, which is pretty neat. Yeah, otherwise I don't think you can like 2 DD Crows. You can go like 2 DD Crows Psychic Commander. But yeah, you just do Max C. You normally are Max C and then Psychic Commander off an E-Telly, and that's how you get to your Armades. But yeah, that's our entire main and extra deck. Going into our side, it's the 3rd DD Crow, 2 MSTs, 2 Nox, 2 Blackhorns, which, like, I don't know, I feel like I'm playing a 13 card side deck because I just never put this card in. 2 Debunks, Acid, Deep Dark, Prophecy, Compulse. This is kind of like sometimes I'll side out the Minecon for when I go first, decide in Compulse, depending on what I'm playing against. And then 2 Deep Prisons. This is just for like a lot of the format feels like very control with like big creatures, kind of like my Edison anti-meta deck, if you guys seen that, where it's just like playing a bunch of back row, playing big creatures to push with. So I feel like Deep Prisons are just like a really good side deck piece. But yeah, that's it for our tap deck. Definitely a really cool experience. I feel like it just gives this deck a really needed push, because like Mortal Talk by itself just doesn't feel like it's going to win you games. But it's going Mortal Talk, pop, attack, and having back row, I just feel like it doesn't do enough versus just being able to convert your bodies into synchros. Like being able to go like summon Murmello, search out like your bottomless, and then E-Telly for like a 6 or 7, and then that gives you like actual pushing power. Same with like your artifacts, where you turn them into 7s and 8s, and it gives your deck the actual like real ability to push into your opponent's board. Versus like, man, I hope this 2100 beat stick gets me there. Like these cards are way better for aggroing your opponent than Mortal Talk. Like, it's unreal how much more push it gives you, and you don't lose anything either. Like, if you're worried about like losing consistency because you're not playing cards, you're playing E-Tellys, which is going to still deck thin you cards. And now, like, not only are you still deck thinning, you're just also making stronger creatures to just push into your opponent's board. And that was like the main appeal, and seeing it work out was really cool. So yeah, that about wraps it up. If you guys like this kind of video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this version of Artifact Trap Trick, and plus whatever 3rd variant is. If you guys have like some cool niche version of Artifact Trap Trick, let me know. Again, just let me know what you guys think about it, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.